Oh, looks like somebody's drip acclimating some fish. What can they be? Comment down below if you can guess what I'm acclimating for this 125-gallon fish tank.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona, and this is just a quick update on this tank, guys. Everything is going great. This is not the final skate by any means. I'm still undecided on whether or not I'm going to take these sponge filters out. I'm really liking this AquaClear 110, that AquaClear 70, doing a great job. I'm probably going to actually add a canister filter to the center of this as well, because I have flow on both ends, but it's kind of a nice dead spot in the middle, and you can tell that by looking at some of this Anubias. This kind of little bit of debris buildup in the middle, where all the plants on the outside edges look great, and all the debris is getting pushed in the center from these two filters. But besides the point, we're here to talk about lighting. So when you're making a planted aquarium, it's great to be able to afford the most expensive lights like LEDs and just high-end T5s, things of that nature. I mean, you could spend hundreds of dollars lighting a tank of this size. You could spend hundreds of dollars lighting a 40-gallon fish tank. You know, I've priced it out. I've done all kinds of lighting on different tanks, and this by far is my favorite for fresh water. So these are actually T8s. So what I have here are two T8 shop lights. This light right here holds two 4-foot T8s. That one back there holds four 4-foot T8s. So I have a total of 6 4-foot T8s on this tank. Now they spread enough light throughout this tank that I don't need it on the ends here. I might actually end up putting maybe some extra lighting on the ends. If I end up getting plants that require higher lighting, I might do that. Maybe do like a spotlight on them or whatever. However, this is what I'm going to use from now on, and this is what I recommend that you guys do, especially if those of you guys on a budget, because that's what we're kind of sticking with here. This light right here was, I believe, $39.99, and the bulbs, I forgot how much the T8 bulbs are, but they're not that expensive. You can get a pack of like 5 or 10 for up to maybe 20 bucks. So just think of it this way. Between the 6 bulbs on here and the 2 light fixtures, that's about $100 worth of lighting, maybe a little bit less. I would say anywhere between 80 and 100 bucks for lights and light bulbs. Try going to your local pet store and buying light fixtures to go over your 125-gallon fish tank and staying under 100 bucks. Even still, maybe try staying under 200 bucks. You're probably not going to find that deal, and if you can do it, it's probably either going to be used equipment or something not as good as you need to grow plants. A lot of the plants I grow, especially all of them actually, are very, very low maintenance. And that's why I like them so much. They don't necessarily need high lighting. They can handle high lighting, but they're actually good at 1 watt to 1.5 watts per gallon. And that's exactly what these are throwing out. These are throwing out about 1.5 watts to 2 watts per gallon. Just depends on the wattage that goes out. You can buy these ones, like I said, are throwing out about 2 watts per gallon, give or take. But this is all you really need. I'm telling you, you don't need anything more. I've been running this setup for several years with these lights. I've successfully grown plants in this tank. As you can tell, the Anubias all looks very healthy. These are very low light plants. But I have Jungle Val that's growing very nicely in here. I have Crips. I actually just planted these the other day. They're already starting to spread. Okay? And these are actually not even under the light. So there are different plants you can get that are good under low lights. But when it comes to saving money, guys, shop lights are the way to go. They're not the prettiest in the world, so I do recommend, if this does bother you, what they look like is, you know, build a canopy. You can do that relatively cheap if you're handy. If not, you can always take these and spray paint them a nice black. You can change the color of the exterior. I kind of like the look of this chrome one. It's kind of, you know, industrial looking, but to be honest with you, it's, you know, it's not the prettiest setup. And I actually think I still may build the canopy for the top of this tank just to hide a lot of the equipment that I have. There's a lot of equipment down there, and I'd rather put it on top of the tank and keep a place to store it. So that might be another video to come. But again, this is my tip on lighting, guys. If you're looking to stay on a budget, shop lights are the way to go. Any Home Depot or Lowe's will carry the lights, and the kind of light bulbs you need are 6500K. So anything with a bright white spectrum is going to be good for most of your plants. There are plants out there that require higher lighting. However, I would recommend to, if you're on a budget, to stick with sort of your low light to moderate light plants and go with shop lighting. That'll never do you wrong. You'll always have success. Okay? And also I want to talk a little bit about saving money in this sense with the tanks. So if you guys have followed me for a couple of years now, you would know how much I paid for this tank. But chances are you've only been following me for the last year or so, since I've really been pushing my channel. So this fish tank is a 125-gallon aquarium that I picked up used. Okay? This tank needed to be resealed, and the center brace was broke. Okay? So I, watched a bunch of videos, especially from the king of DIY himself, and I literally redid this whole tank. I rebuilt the whole glass. I resealed it on top of that. So everything got taken apart and I rebuilt it. And I'm going to talk about how much I paid for this tank. I paid $75 for this tank as is. Did not hold water, had no center brace. I had no idea how I was going to get it running. It's been running now for several years based upon me putting it back together, resealing it with silicone. Also, a lot of people ask this question. This is very valuable information. So listen, pay attention. If you buy a tank with no brace, there is a good workaround for that. You see these acrylic lids? This is 1/4 inch thick acrylic. This here is holding the tank together. I have these braces here just to make myself feel better, but as you can tell, they're very loose. They're not holding the tank at all. They would if the tank actually gave. They would actually hold some support. But they're there just for my peace of mind. They're very loose. They're not forcing the tank together by any means. If you take 1/4 inch thick acrylic and use a 2-part epoxy, that will fuse itself to the lid, or I said the plastic part of your tank. This all becomes one solid piece. Just like if you were in the PetSmart or Petco and bought a fish tank that had a center brace. Usually it's one plastic piece that goes across the middle. Well, these are 2 1/4 inch thick acrylic pieces that are way more supportive than that one center piece. And they literally have been doing this tank, they've been doing it great. They have not given at all. We're talking several years now that this has been built. And again, I can literally remove these if I wanted to. They are not giving any support to the tank. They are just there for my peace of mind. Because when I did this, I had no idea if it was going to hold or not. And I decided to try it, and guess what? It is better than brand new. This tank overall cost me with my repairs about $120. So I got a 125-gallon fish tank for $120. And I built the stand. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in another video. Building the stand was relatively cheap too. Overall with the stand, I should say, maybe I paid $180 with the stand and everything you see here. That's the tank and the stand, not including the lights. But again, these are just tips on how to save money. If you're on a budget, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it had a lot of good information, especially the lid portion and the light portion, because a lot of people are not talking about how to fix an aquarium if the center brace is broke. A lot of people just turn those into reptile tanks. Not me. I keep it as a fish tank because I know that this is going to hold for a long time to come. You guys have a great day. Please comment, please throw me a like, and please subscribe. I'll talk to you later.